I'm playing Super Highline. Super Highline, one of my most hated traumatic childhood experiences as a sequel. And this is technically Highline 3. Highline 2 only came out in Japan for computers in the MSX. I've never played this before. I've never even owned it. The only reason I have it now is because recently a friend of mine had a copy of the game traded into his video game store. Which, by the way, if you're ever in De Pere, Wisconsin, check out Game Trade. It's run by my buddy Greg, who also runs BrothersInsanity.com. I have no history with this, so I'm expecting the worst. The intro sequence starts by saying the young hero must awaken as dark secrets have returned to haunt the land. Evil monsters, kill him, got it. Okay, well, at least the menu screen allows me to make my save file and, oh, there's character creation with different classes and randomized stats? That's actually kind of neat. Naturally, I go with the Thief class. Now, here's something I don't get. Compared to everything else, the Thief class has higher hit points, a greater amount of strength, and low intelligence. You know, what most people would call a warrior. This is the opening screen. Take a guess at which character I am. If you guessed the armored, stoic knight standing proudly here, you're wrong. I'm this dude who looks like every other guy in this city. Unlike the previous Highline, you can purchase equipment and choose different armors. So I go to the weapons store and, hey, look at that! A dagger! I bought the dagger and put it in my thief's hand. And with that I can, oh, why am I moving so slow? Oh my god, I'm over encumbered. This is one of the new systems in Super Highline. Everything has weight, and your character also has a handle stat. If the weapon's weight is higher than the handle stat, his attack is lowered and he moves really slow. The dagger is too much for my thief. Buy a knife instead. So this dagger is too much, but this, perfect. You also can't sell stuff at the weapons store. You have to go to the general store to do that. So I painfully walk slowly all the way there, which according to the in-game clock, takes an hour to do so. Playing now. So killing monsters is, I have an attack button! Holy crap! I've never been so happy to have an attack button! This is awesome! Since I can't afford any armor, the first thing I do is kill monsters to get their gold. It isn't too bad to do so, and pressing the attack button does feel a lot better than, wait, what? Why'd I die? Okay, starting over, I guess. Grinding monsters to get enough money isn't nearly as seriously! What the hell? This is another new mechanic for Super Highline. Hunger. If you don't eat at certain times of the day, your character gets hungry and their life begins depleting rapidly. This means having to buy rations at the store and carrying them around with you. All in all, I don't necessarily hate the weight and hunger systems. It's supposed to add realism, and it kind of makes me think of the Ultima games. They're not bad ideas, but the way they're done makes them more frustrating and inconvenient to the player instead of adding layers of depth. To give an example of inconvenience, even money weighs you down. Have too much coin in your pocket and you're snagging around like you've got elephantitis. So pretty much the first half hour of the game is spent killing things for money, so you can afford food, so you can be out killing things longer. Also, if you stay up too late past your bedtime, you become sleepy, and you begin dealing 0 damage. You rest and save the game by sleeping at an inn, which costs $1,000! But I was getting gold. Gold dollars. Alright, got it. Experience points are also like a currency in this game. You spend experience points at a specific shop in the first town to level up, or you can spend them to learn spells. And unless you pick a magic user class, the spells are worthless, except for 2 of them. Cure and Move, which teleports you back to other cities. So the first hour or two of this game is spent killing things to afford food, using food to be out killing things, and then going to sleep. I did this until I got to level 4. But at least now I have leather armor. Oh hey, it shows up on my character. That's actually pretty cool. I also learned of an item called the Money Changer, which converts your change into higher values so that you carry less. It's just by itself in a treasure chest out in the world. So I go to pick it up and what the? Okay, I guess I'm here now and I don't know what in the world? Why am I here? What is happening? No! Please! I don't want you! What is happening to me? Random teleports. Because why not? The first clue to move on is to find the subterranean city at the graveyard by checking the graves. I found the grave I'm supposed to check, but I can't make out the writing here. I'm too stupid. I'm too stupid to know how to read. Well, the only way to increase intelligence is to kill stuff and level up, of course. So I can never get until level 5 and then, nope, still too stupid. Fine then, I grind to level 6 and now I'll be able to, nope, still too stupid. Level 7, will level 7 work for you? Oh, it does. You have to push the grave. My character was too stupid to push the grave. The subterranean city allows me to deposit my extra change into a bank, where, just like in real life, it'll earn a pitiful amount of interest. I also got some upgrades, and the villagers inform me of their haunted warehouse and the Tower of Heaven. The tower is the next destination, and ow god, my eyes! This is painful to look at. I seriously cannot tell the difference between what is a wall and what isn't. Towards the top of the tower are these vampires, which to me look like pterodactyls. Eventually, there's an elevator that you can take all the way up to the 199th floor. And one floor above that is the game's first boss fight, Hell Smoke. And as it turns out, Smoke isn't very frightening. Seriously, I killed him with almost no effort at all. He drops a cloud stone, which allows me to walk across the clouds into the Heavenly City. There actually isn't a whole lot to do in the Cloud City for now, aside from buying some upgrades. What I do need to do is walk around the Heavenly Palace to find a hole in the clouds, so that I can skydive from it! This is the only way to get to the Water City, by the way. Here you'll find some interesting things laying around. For example, I found an ID card which allows me to get back into the city whenever I want. And I also found a pack of Sega games. If you're wondering what possible use Sega games could have, don't worry, Super Highlight tells you. It's a joke! The Water Palace wants rare and interesting things. Specifically, he wants a dragon's fang. And there happens to be a dragon living in the caverns below the warehouse at the subterranean city. So it's back to there. You can only get to the caves of the dead by checking this empty treasure twice, which reveals a hidden passage. And the caves are, oh, they're dark. I'm gonna need a lamp. And lamps cost $10,000. This, of course, means more grinding. You know, this is the same problem that the first highlight had. Necessary grinding. But it's a lot more than just getting experience points this time. Now it's getting a crap ton of money to afford simple items. Or having to be a certain level to even continue the game. This is only done to pad the experience and make it feel like the game is longer than it actually is. It's arbitrary and tedious. I'm not willingly earning new items or equipment because I want them. I'm working to get them, like doing chores. Anyway, I eventually afford a lamp and some oil. I go back into the caves and use the lamp and oh good, yes, great, perfect, so much better. Thank you, game. I died in here a lot because I had no idea where I was going and I had no idea where monsters were. The worst part is in order to find the dragon, you have to go through a fake wall. So along with already stumbling through the dark, you have to find the right wall to walk through with very little visual cues or hints. I fought the three-headed dragon and I died, because it turns out you cannot open the menu during boss fights, which means during boss fights, you cannot use magic or items to heal yourself. That's nice and fair. Round 2 with the dragon goes much better and I kill his ass though. I take the dragon's fang to the king, who lets me into his treasury, where I get Jean's scroll. I use Jean's scroll at the empty lake, and boom, a fortress appears. And inside this fortress are robots. So I'm stabbing robots with my sword. I feel like there's a distinct disadvantage here. Going through the fortress eventually has me finding a computer with log entries. The log says that a spaceship is stranded and that they're looking for help. To find them, I'll need a space compass and a space suite. Hurry, they say. We have very little time. I'm going to space. Got the space compass, got the space suit, let's do this. To get to space, I have to find the large cracked spot in the world and jump into the planet. And through the planet, I end up in space! Flying around! In space! Screw physics, because video games! You have to follow the direction of the space compass and run in space until you find it, all the while fighting space knights and space babies bundled up like lima beans. You know, all silliness aside, this is actually kind of a charming part of the game. I actually like the idea of wandering endlessly until you find your destination, thanks to an item pointing you to the right way. Replace space with desert, it doesn't seem so implausible. But between the two, let's be honest, I'd rather be in space than a desert. So the spaceship has more robots, aliens, and penguins. The computer on this ship says that it's too late. All the inhabitants have become monsters because of a being named Kaisak. Kaisak only exists in the first dimension, so I need to transform my body with a special amulet. That amulet is back in the super dark annoying caves under the subterranean warehouse. Whatever, I got the damn thing. I'm first dimensional now, which I expected to look more like this. Just not joke, everybody. This allowed me to go into a new realm and use the horn I found on the spaceship to enter the City of Illusion. Here I can buy holy water, which allows me to break a special seal back at the first city. And this is where I screwed up. Because of the weight limit in the game, I was throwing away a bunch of items so that I could carry more rations of food and healing items. In my haste to do so, I threw away the horn that lets you go into the City of Illusion and the holy water that I bought from there. And I can't use the move spell to go back to the City of Illusion because I actually didn't sleep at their inn because I wasn't injured, so the move spell doesn't work. So basically, I can't get back into the City of Illusion and I can't buy the holy water which is needed to continue the game. I could go on and rant about how stupid it is that the game let me throw away plot crucial items, even though some of the other plot crucial items I can't do that to, but it doesn't matter. My save file is worthless. If I want to beat the game, I would have to start all over. So I did the only rational thing I could think of. I emulated it! The whole damn thing to get back to this point. To be fair, I did do some things to make it easier on myself. For example, this time I have a lightsaber. Going through yet another dark cave that has another fake wall eventually brings me to the next boss, Viralis. Holy crap, remember him from the first game? He's been downgraded. He's also narcissistic now, as killing him lets you get a statue of himself. Use the statue of Viralis back in the first dimension realm at these broken rocks and only at night. This will instantly teleport you to wherever this place is. It's Kaizak's lair, so it's probably in space or something. Inside of this 5-level dungeon is a trapped fairy without any sort of visual indicator that she's there, and she's behind some lock. And freeing her has the fairy join your side. It turns out Kaizak can't be seen with human eyes, so the fairy agrees to reveal him for you. I fight through some dudes and I end up at Kaizak's lair. He spouts some threats and then we fight, and he absolutely destroys me. I threw myself at him like 6 or 7 times, and every time he killed me. It's because, and I can't believe I'm saying this, a lightsaber is not the best weapon to use against him. You need a ranged weapon, like the flaming sword. And the flaming sword is all the way back in the stupid Dark Viralis cave. So I go get that and go all the way back to Kaizak and fight him once more. He is a lot easier with the fire sword. Hitting his mouth temporarily stops his mouth blasts, allowing me to pop his shoulder pimples. With all 4 of those destroyed, he's stuck in place. I shot at Kaizak's gaping maw for a while and realized nothing was happening. So I did the only sensible thing left. I jumped into his mouth, and boom! Kaizak's dead! Yeah! Before he dies, Kaizak explains one last detail. He created the universe, the fairies, Borealis and his statue, the crystal, which I don't know what he's talking about. That was made by Kizak as his antithesis. He claims with his death, so too the world and the universe will die. But then he immediately says that he'll live forever, so I just don't know what to believe anymore. Anyway, he dies and the world pops. Then the fairy and I float around in emptiness for a while, and suddenly the universe comes back to existence. A few glamour shots later, the game ends. And everything's okay, I guess. I gotta be honest, I've played worse. I wouldn't call it a good game at all, but it isn't completely abysmal. That's why my final rating for this game is a spacesuit out of 10. It's clunky, cumbersome, and frustrating, but Super Hardline has some cool moments. The attack button alone makes the game much more enjoyable, and I like some of the little things, like equipment changing your appearance. And I like the concept of wait, food, and resting, but they weren't executed the best way, resulting in a very user-hostile experience. I also really don't like it how it once again uses forced grinding to pad out the gameplay. But like the clumsy spacesuit, it'll get in your way, but you get to do some cool things, like go into space! And the music doesn't make me want to kill myself. And in the grand scheme of things, it is one of the more unique games available on the Sega Genesis. I have no desire to play Super Hardline again. I already beat it 1.5 times, but it does have some good ideas. I can safely say that Super Hardline is not the worst Hardline game ever. It's not the worst Hardline game ever because this one is!
Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm ProJared. This is the ProJared panel, and welcome to the ProJared panel. So the video you just watched is the all-new ProJared video that's probably coming out next week sometime, and I haven't shown that to anybody. So everyone in this room at this moment is the first people to see that video. So. Did you like it? Yes! Are you excited for the next one? Yes! So I wanted to start off with that, and I want to spend the rest of the time just doing a Q&A session, so if you guys have questions, you can throw them out. We don't have a microphone or anything lined up for you guys, so just raise your hand, I'll call on you, and you just shout it at me. We'll do it that way, so if you have questions, throw your hands up and I'll call on you. Right here in the center right away with the phone, recording this very question. What's that? Do I plan on doing any more Nuzlocke after Fire Red? It depends on how my soul is feeling. I would like to, because my original plan was to do Pokemon Sapphire, because that's one of the few GBA ones I actually still owned, and while looking for my Leaf Green, I found Sapphire. And I was like, oh, cool, but I really want to play Leaf Green. And so I was looking around for Leaf Green, and I couldn't find that. I was like, all right, well, screw it, I'll just do Sapphire instead. And then I lost my Sapphire, so I have no idea where they were. But thankfully someone was kind enough to send me in a copy of Fire Red, which I am playing now. So, to answer your question, probably. If people like it enough, we'll see. That's reassuring, thank you. All right, way in the back in the orange.
Think back a couple years ago, back when the hard news originally changed. I want to know what your thought process was when that was brought up to where everyone changed it originally, and what the thought process was in the internet backlash against all of that.
You mean that like we did like the one really stupid episode that everyone hated? Yeah. And then the next one I tackled Lauren? Yeah. The thought process behind it was to find a way to make hard news faster. Just so that it's quicker to get out, so that we could work on other things and be easier to edit, which I ended up being like the one camera shoot instead of the two. And then that was mostly it, just like make it a lot faster just so we can get it out there and talk about links down in the description box. And it sucked. So there you go. The thought process was we weren't thinking very well. All right, right here in the green.
Okay.
What? You're spreading rumors about me? Oh, about how handsome I am?
That's not a rumor.
I heard from someone at this convention that you like playing video games. What's your response to this?
Who the hell told you? I told someone that in complete confidence that I like playing video games. And everyone knows. But I found out I'm not alone. There are other people who like playing video games. I like playing video games, yes. Let's go over here, right in front. Hi Clay, what's up?
Hey, during MagFest you do video game improv. I wanted to know how you got involved in that.
How I got involved with just improv in general or the MagFest ones?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Well, I did professional improv for 8 years. I started that when I was 16. Is when I first started. That was back in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We just had a local improv theater. And auditioned, and I guess I did well enough. And I basically just kept doing that, and I would basically do improv shows 3 to 5 times a week on the weekends. So I like to work at GameStop most of the time, and then during my weekend I would go do improv shows, and that's how I made sure I didn't go crazy at GameStop. So I did that, and to get to the MagFest improv, I was already kind of friends with Brett Vanderbrook and Chad Williams, some of the guys who do the improv behind there. And they were saying, yeah, come to MagFest, we're doing the improv show. And I emailed them saying, hey, do you need people? I'm okay. I basically e-begged or emailed to say, please let me in. And they said, okay, because they felt bad enough. So, that's how it came to be. Thank you for your question, though. Oh, also thank you for other questions. I'm sorry, I forgot to thank you guys. Over here holding up, that looks like, is that Monster Hunter? Yeah, guy holding up Monster Hunter.
You made your video for the Monster Hunter review.
Yes.
And got me out there to go buy this game. I'm loving it.
Good.
What is your favorite monster to hunt?
My favorite monster to fight? He's actually not in that one. If you're familiar with Monster Hunter, maybe you'll know him, but the Kutku? Yes! It's the tiniest, crappiest little wyvern that is like, it was really in the first game in Monster Hunter Freedom in the PSP versions. It's seriously like, if I was standing here, the cuckoo was like this tall. Man, like the first thing you thought. Because in the PS2 one, I played that at launch date back in 2004. And me and my buddies were like, yeah, let's go fight a cuckoo. And we saw him, he was this tall. And we had just started. So we saw him and we're just like, Jesus, no! And he's like breathing fire, like so crappy, but looking at him now, he's just like a tiny little chicken thing with like a really stupid beak, and he's just so fun to beat the hell out of. Like he's pathetic. He sucks. And I love it. He's coming back in Monster Hunter 4 though, so I'm looking forward to that. Thank you for the question. Let's get right behind you, the guy in the gray hat.
I was wanting to know, what has been the most devastating moment to you so far in the Nuzlocke?
The most devastating moment to me so far in the Nuzlocke, when I started, just kind of kept going. The most devastating moment. I would honestly say Wepler, my Cubone. I was really liking Wepler the Cubone because I never used a Cubone before, and he was kicking some serious ass. Like he was awesome. And he was one level. He was like one fight from leveling up. Like that battle that he died in, he would have leveled up and became a Marrow. And yeah, so I would say Wepler wearing the skull of his dead mom that he died Alright, thank you for your question. Let's go right back here. Yeah, you.
How excited are you for Pokemon X and Y?
How excited am I for Pokemon X and Y? None. Pokemon sucks. Nuzlocke destroyed any appreciation I would have for fake animals. I am excited for it, but the way I'm kind of doing this one is like I'm putting myself on media blackout, where I am forcing myself to see very little of Pokemon X and Y as possible. So I know they had like, oh, new screens, here's the new gym leader to new Pokemon. And I went to Oak a little bit, I'm sorry. We got some new Pokemon from these new screens. And I didn't look at it on purpose. I don't even want to know what the first gym is. I want to go into it blind and enjoy it like I enjoyed Pokemon Blue back in 1996 or whatever it was. So that's my plan with X and Y. Did anyone play Blue or Red at Mike Start? Don't raise your hand. Clap. Yes. You are all idiots for liking that game. It is so poorly designed. I mean, you go back and like really look at it, like it's really, really bad.
But
There's
it's
a reason
fine.
everyone had fucking Alakazam on their team, because Psychic was just way too good. Because they didn't split the special stat. And the developers kind of knew that. They're like, oh, everyone's using Alakazam, sir. I don't know what we're supposed to do. I got it. We'll make Ghosts. Ghost will stop Psychic. Sir, that's brilliant. I like it a lot. Make him part poison. Sir? Yeah, then you won't make him too good. Alright, so we got 3 ghosts. Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. We good? So what other ghosts do you want to do? No. Those 3. Sir? Do it. We need some more Pokemon. What do you got? Tangle. That's brilliant. I like where you are. What else you got? Oh, jeez. Voltorb. That's a Pokeball. No, it's a Pokemon. All right. Well, what does it evolve into? Brilliant. Give this man a check. I love it too. Don't get me wrong, but really, look, they were not done well. Did I answer the question? I'll say yes. All right. I'll go over here. Red hat, right here.
How did you meet PBG?
How did I meet PBG? Okay, Cupid. It was a dark time in both our lives, but we found happiness through each other. I was actually trying to remember the first time I met Peanut Butter Gamer. Like the first official one. I'm sure I saw him wandering around at SGC how many years ago, but the first time I actually had like conversations with him is when I was running the video game store, Game Attack. He actually lived somewhat in the area and he would shop there every now and then. And I already kind of knew him from doing PVG videos. So like when NBA Jam came out for the Wii that had his saying in there, he pre-ordered from my store and picked it up at my store, which was cool. I had a Street Fighter 4 tournament at the store. 3 people showed up. He was one, I was the other, and then it was just some other dude. So like we had this big tournament planned, and it just ended up being us 3. So we just played each other in Street Fighter, and we're all bad. So it was awesome. So that was the first time I really kind of met him. Yes. There you go. Thank you for your question. Let's go on this side, right here.
Yes. What was your reaction to when Nintendo revealed A Link to the Past 2, aka A Link Between Worlds?
My reaction?
Yes, your immediate reaction.
My reaction to A Link Between Worlds. Finally. That was my immediate reaction. I'm such a stickler for it just because I played the old one so much, but I really do wish you just had the 8-directional movement on there instead of like the super fancy circle pad analog movement. It still plays great, don't get me wrong. It plays way better than like Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks ever did. But I just wish I had the 8, like to go truly retro and truly be a sequel to Link to the Past, like keep it like Link to the Past. But I'm excited for it. Like I really like what I played. So yeah. Over here on the side.
On a slightly more serious note, have you had any communication with Nintendo since your E3 interview with them?
Yeah. We're cool. I actually was meaning to send that interview over to her. He was asking about the interview I did with Amber McCollum from Nintendo, where I basically went man mode and said, what the hell? I actually do want to send her the interview because I actually thought she handled herself very, very well. And she was much more open to a lot of the subjects where a lot of other people would not. So I thought that was actually really, really admirable. And then even like after the video's off, we talked to each other just kind of off the record, which out of respect for her, I'm not going to repeat those things here, but just through the video, like I could tell she seemed genuinely sympathetic towards the whole Nintendo YouTube Content ID thing. So Yeah, we're cool, brother. They gave me stuff, so. Let's go around this side. Thanks for your question. Let's do black SGC shirt. What's my favorite Pokemon? Nose pass. No one likes nose pass. It's a Maui statue. No. My favorite Pokemon is Caterpie. Because he's adorable. My favorite useful Pokemon is a tie between Scyther and Scizor. Which, I don't know if you guys know this, by the way, I am a bug trader.
Yeah.
No, don't you laugh. I'm a damn good one. I had an all-bug team, and I had tournaments at the game store, and I whooped some serious ass. Little 9-year-old kid walks up, I got my hatch legendary team, and my bug team whooped. So, don't even play. Oh, you're afraid of bugs. Then you should be afraid of me. I forgot it, but I actually had a fan of mine give me a bug badge. It's like an actual pin. I was gonna wear it, but I forgot it in my room. But he's also like selling them. It's on Etsy. It's like Pokemon badges, PKMN badges. So if you ever want to have your own badge, oh, he's back there. Hey, John. He's got it. So he's making it. Talk to him. They're like really good. So I have a bug badge. So none of you guys are ever gonna earn it. But I've got one, so. Thank you for your question. Let's go red shirts up front here.
Did you find any more glitches in Dragon Ball Z Saga than what you showed at the review?
Yes. But I either wasn't recording most of the time, or I was already so brain dead that I just didn't want to even deal with it. One of my favorite ones is one I didn't really talk about, but it plays during the like outro review segment. Is where Goku, and I'm just floating there, and Captain Ginyu is directly below Goku's feet, not sure what to do, just doing this, back and forth, and Goku is up here going. I didn't mention that at all, but it's at the actual sequence. It's one of the funniest things. You gotta go see that. If you watch the video again, it's a really funny part. I didn't talk about it, but just visually it makes me laugh. So, thank you for your question. Right up from here, in the hat.
G1 Science, I just want to know what the thought process was behind Mario Party After Dark.
The thought process? How we came up with Mario Party After Dark. We got drunk, played Mario Party, and said people would watch this. That's the actual process. We had a conference table and a whiteboard, and we were circling things and had a bunch of graphs saying, what would maintain people's interest? Us being jackasses. No, that was literally it. Like, that's something we did in our free time, and we thought it was funny enough that other people might enjoy it.
I enjoyed it.
Thanks. So, there you go. Thanks for your question. I'll go this side. Bleak Hat.
Are you going to be part of the next hardcore Minecraft?
I believe the next hardcore season that Peanut Butter Gamer is doing isn't going to be Minecraft, but some other game. I don't know what it is. I've talked to him and said I'm interested in doing more of those because I really do enjoy doing them. And there's talks of me becoming a more permanent member. He owes me, I mean. He made it sound like he does want to do another Minecraft at some point. So I couldn't tell you for sure. That'd be more of a Peanut Butter Gamer question, but there will be more hardcore seasons, and I'm sure I'll be involved in some capacity. Cool? Cool. Thanks for the question. Let's get the guys standing up over here.
Will the NorCal crew ever have a reunion?
Nah, man. There's too many differences. One person wanted all the drugs, I didn't get any. So, nah, man, NorCal, it's done. Actually, to be honest with you guys, I haven't even played Dance Central 3. What? I know, like it just came out at bad times, so never even picked it up. So I love Dance Central, love Dance Central 2, 1, but I haven't even played 3. So, whoops. We'll go way in the back with the white hat. I think it's white.
Have you ever played Mega Man Zero, the series, and if you did, what are your thoughts on it?
Have I ever played Mega Man Zero? I played Zero and Mega Man X3. It was awesome. For the actual Mega Man Zero games, I have played them. Not all of them. I played Mega Man Zero 1 because Zero. I want to play Zero. And I want to say I played 3 or 4. I don't remember which. I liked them, but damn were they hard.
Oh, yeah.
Collecting all those stupid little elf things or whatever was pissing me off, man. I couldn't do it. So I never actually beat them. I ended up like looking up on the plot line later on because I cared about the story in the Mega Man X universe. I don't anymore. But yeah, I like the Mega Man Zero games. I like them a lot. They're hard, but I really like them. Thanks, man. Let's say that back. That dude!
How do you feel about Metal Gear Solid compared to Pain?
Oh, I have a Solid Snake. That's no. How many people make that joke? No, I am so excited for Metal Gear Solid 5. I am a huge Metal Gear Solid fan. Like super huge in the Metal Gear series and the lore, the plot, the characters, everything. I have a lot of theories and stuff about the new game that I'm gonna share with you guys right now. Okay, so David Hayter isn't coming back to play Solid Snake, right? Or is he? This is what I'm thinking. So you're playing as Big Boss the whole time. It's Kiefer Sutherland because he's older, and this takes place in 1984, just years before Outer Heaven's Rising, where Big Boss sends Solid Snake to go in there. So they're building up this whole thing, and David Hayter's constantly pulling us along, constantly reminding us he's not in Metal Gear Solid 5 at all. He's not playing Big Boss. Okay, we get that. It's Kiefer Sutherland. So you go through the whole game, and at the end of the game, after the credits or something, there's going to be an epilogue, and it's Big Boss talking to a young Solid Snake to send him on Operation into N313 into Outer Heaven. It's going to be David Hayter playing Solid Snake. That's what I think's going to happen. Or not, I don't know. Yeah, I am so excited. The game just looks really, really good going open world. Plus, I just love Big Boss in general. So, yeah, super excited. Thanks for your question. Right up here, Tom.
Okay, almost 3 years ago, I remember you saying on your Twitch channel that you were thinking about looking into making your own reproduction cart of a certain game. Did that ever materialize?
No. I, for a long time, I talked about doing a reproduction cart of Second Sets 3, because that's one of the greatest Super Nintendo games to ever come into existence. It's the sequel to Secret of Mana, if you're not familiar with it. I own the Japanese cart. It's in Japanese, and I don't know Japanese well enough to fluently play through it and read it. So I talked about doing a reproduction cart, just making an English patch on it, just so I could play it on the screen again. Dude, that was 3 years ago. Damn, dude.
I'm sorry!
I honestly forgot. I started doing some other stuff, you know, whatever. I still want to do that at some point because I do love that game and I would love to legitimately play it on a Super Nintendo that I understand, so I would like to do that at some point. That's a good question, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's do it right here.
Yep. If you were to play one game for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Play one game for the rest of my life? Whenever I get this question, I always kind of go back and forth and toss it up between A Link to the Past and Final Fantasy VI. And I don't know which one I'd rather go with. One of the two. Let's go. Thank you for your question. We'll go over here in the black shirt. Yeah, you. Oh, 2 people showed up. Oh man. All right. You down. You down. You. Yes. Yes and yes. I felt like I want to talk to the developers. It's like, oh, so you put Mega Man in Smash Brothers. How instant of a decision was that? It's like, oh, we messed up in Brawl and didn't have them, but like, I would like to think before they even started like developing a stage, there's like drawing concept art for Mega Man. They haven't even talked to Capcom yet. They're like, hey, we're doing this. We're gonna treat Capcom better, we're gonna treat Mega Man better than you ever have. So, that's what I like to think. But yeah, super excited, and his moveset looks really, really cool, and I really love all of his different animations just because they really kept it close to the 8-bit NES style Mega. When he gets hit, he does like that weird kind of pose. You know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, super love that. All right, thank you for questions. I was a jerk to the other dudes earlier, so the ones I told to sit down, we'll get you guys up. We'll do you first.
Did you ever consider doing another Pro Show live or another podcast?
I was talking to some other people possibly about it, just doing another one. It's hard to get something like to come to fruition. Doing another podcast like Pro Show Live, I don't know. It's been like a year. Oh man, it's been like a year. I'm not ruling it out. I'm sure at some point, either doing my own or being a guest spot maybe on something. I don't know. Maybe. If enough people want me to do it, I'll think about it. So maybe. Thank you. Other dude that I yelled at.
So out of all the Mario Party games that you've played, both with the ScrewAttack crew and After Dark and whatnot, what is your favorite moment and why?
All the times I've won. My favorite Mario Party moment ever. That one fucking coin. That sucked for me, but it was beautiful.
Jose remembers when you were squatting over his hand doing your thing.
I remember. Yeah, we'll toss it up between either one coin or the Mario Party 8 Bukkake. Kids, don't look that up. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go on this side now. This has got 3 and me over here. Let's get the Minish Cap.
I know everybody probably asks you, what's your favorite game? But I'm gonna ask you, what's your least favorite game?
What's
13.
My least favorite game?
Bill and Ted. Drake of the 99 Dragons.
Hydra.
3-way tie. Drake of the 99 Dragons. Highlight. And Final Fantasy 13.
What about Bill and Ted?
What's that?
I have a friend that would hate you for saying that, but okay.
Bring it. He can defend Drake of the 99 Dragons all he wants. I'm just playing. Thank you for the question. Over here.
I want to know if like you're into fighting games and if you are, is your favorite fighting game?
My favorite fighting game?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of something funny and I got nothing. My favorite fighting game. I am not particularly good at fighters. I'm okay. Like, I'm competent, but I don't like smash buttons. I know what I'm doing. I like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 a lot. I think of all the fighters, I played that one the most. I wasn't good at it because I had a really sucky team. I had like Ryu, Hayato, and Gambit. Those don't work together at all. But I like Ryu and I like Hayato and I'm really good with Gambit. Like I did get really, really good with Gambit. Like he was my main. I did do some sick stuff with him. And I played Marvel vs. Capcom 3 a lot. I also really like Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. I really like that. I argue like Tatsunoko more than Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So, one of those. Thanks. The weird visor right in front.
Off the top of your head, me being a Monster Hunter myself.
Okay.
What is the most frustrating thing you remember? Like, throw your controller mad at the game.
The most frustrating thing about Monster Hunter Online, the first one on PS2 and trying to connect. It just didn't work. It was like me and my friends in my mom's basement. We all had TVs and PS2 set up instead of going into my router. And we're like, yes, do it, yeah! And we're all like, there's like a billion rooms, there's different colors. I just connected, all right. And even when I could play on the PS2 ones because the connection was so bad, on my screen, I'm running right alongside my friend. I got my sword and shield. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. And then you just shoot 50 feet that way, and then instantly come back, and then fly away from getting hit from something. And that was just confusing because like you try to like help like protect yourself with your shield, and like with the connectivity and the latency, it just didn't work. So that was pretty frustrating. Anytime I had to pick a mushroom, I was just like, oh, God damn it. I really need some potions, I'm poor. I'm sick of eating herbs. I would say the connection in the original one was most frustrating. Or fighting a Rathalos at the top of the cliff and getting hit by a fireball and falling to the bottom of the cliff to climb back up. In the required missions, we have to carry one of his damn eggs from his nest back to the camp while a Rathalos is pissed at you. And I'm glad they made those like not required anymore. Thank God. Thank you for your question. You've been holding up your shirt for a while, so I'm gonna call on you.
All right. No, who would win in a fight? Lord Sunbaby or Nuptup?
Are you kidding me? Who would win in a fight between Lord Sunbaby and Nuptup? Nuptup is the destroyer of universes. Lord Sunbaby is nothing but a sun baby. You'll use Big Giga Drain, it won't be very effective and one-shot that dude! Yeah! Nuptup would win. Come on, bro. You know the answer to that. I know you wanted to hear that, though. Yes. Nuptup would win. Nuptup's still kicking strong, by the way, in case you guys are wondering about the Nuzlocke. Nuptup. I walk around the house, I was say her name. Doing dishes. Nuptup. This makes me happy. Let's get right in the front. Thanks for your question. Yeah.
Are you excited for Final Fantasy 15?
Am I excited for Final Fantasy 15? I'm not excited, but I'm not like going. I actually am with a cautious optimism. The same kind of cautious optimism I had when Final Fantasy 13 came out. Like I saw 13, I wasn't immediately like, this is gonna suck. I saw that, I was like, I want to try that. I really want to see what they did. So I'm kind of get the same mindset with Final Fantasy 15. I do want to play it and see what they did. Not excited for like I wake up every day and check forums and check my posts and see how many people have commented on me talking about it. So yeah, I do want to play it, but I'm not like super, I gotta play it now. So 15, we'll see. Thank you. Let's get in the suit in the back. Is that Frank West?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Hi, Frank.
Off the record. Would you ever be able to do a one-player like live stream of either Two Worlds or Monster Hunter Tribe? Because I'm gonna sit through all of that.
Would I ever do a live stream of Two Worlds or Monster Hunter Tribe? Well, you're giving me a choice, and between the two, I'm gonna go with Tribe. I streamed the hell out of Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and Ultimate is just like Try with just a crap ton of more stuff on it. So I do have a lot of Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate streams. I basically played through almost the entire game, showed off every monster. When Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate finally released, I had it early enough, and some of my friends had it early enough, that we were basically the highest ranked people in America on the servers, and we were streaming it constantly, and I had consistently had like 1,000 people just watching Monster Hunter, and me being amazing at it. So, yeah, between the two, I definitely do Monster Hunter, and I've done Monster Hunter, and it's a lot of fun. So, thank you, Frank. Let's go on the left here. We'll do black and red shirt.
So, just out of curiosity, was it like switching from working with a company like ScrewAttack to becoming like a more independent YouTube video producer?
I barely wear pants. In all seriousness, it's liberating, but also really, really hard. I really get to do whatever I want on my own schedule, so I get to make my videos as long as I want. I get to put in there what I think works. I get to put in there what I think is entertaining. I get to do my interviews and not have to cut anything out or have to worry about someone else's opinion or mything the wrong feathers or whatever. I get to do what I want, which is why I got to do like awesome interviews like the Nintendo one. It's hard because sometimes I don't put on pants. And this is a real thing, like mentally, like if I don't put pants on, I'm not in work mode. And I'll just sit at my computer, have my knees up on the desk, just. I'm going to comment on my Nuzlocke. And like I'll just do that. So I actually will get up and force myself to actually like, get dressed for work, and that will put me in a work mode. And then actually trying to stick to a schedule can get tough when you're by yourself trying to basically motivate and manage yourself. So right next to my computer, I have a whiteboard with my own schedule. I have a list of all the videos I want to do, a schedule like upcoming events, game releases, and when I want videos done. So I got a lot better at it now than I did when I was first on my own. But so yeah, it's awesome, but it's so different. Really, I could get yourself kicked into gear. So that was a good question. Thank you, man. Let's say over here, blue, right in the front. I was gonna have a jock strap with my face on it, doing this. He's asking any merch or shirt stuff. I haven't really planned on it because no one would want it.
Wrong.
Nup top.
The nup top. Maybe at some point. I don't think. It's worth it right now because I don't think enough people would want it. That's my personal thought. I could be wrong. You guys have to tell me if I'm wrong, though.
If the pump then the nut shirt will sell.
Okay. I was checking the time, sorry. Okay, well that's encouraging to know. It would be cool just to be walking around this and see all you guys wearing jock straps with my face on it. You have to wear it like over your pants though, so that everyone knows you have it, and then let me sign it. So you're standing there. I know, ProJared's. That's actually a good question. I thought about it a lot. I'll have to talk to the right people and see what the demand is like. But I'm sure at some point in the future, when I have a shirt that I think I would make a shirt that I would want to wear, if that makes sense. Because like I do think there's some stupid shirts out there. So I would want one. If it's one that I think I would wear, then I said, all right, that's good enough that I think other people should wear it too. So I'm really picky about that. Good question though. Thank you. You've been standing over there for a while, so I'll call on you.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Where do I see myself 5 years from now? Not wearing pants. 5 years from now, I really don't know. I would like to think I'm still doing this, and about every month or so, I'm coming to a different convention to talk to you guys. That's what I want to do. I am being serious about that because I really like doing the convention circuit. I like coming out and meeting people. So ideally, I would like to just do stupid videos and just come out across the world at conventions and just meet people. I think that would be awesome. That's what I want to do. So hopefully, I get there at some point. If you keep watching my videos. That's a good question. Thank you. We'll go back over here. Dr. Robotnik, Eggman. Robotnik, screw you.
After watching you play Worm at Journey to the Center of the Earth for the NES, and seeing your reaction to its ending, I wonder, what is the worst video game ending you have ever seen or experienced?
13's ending is pretty bad. No, the worst ending is highlights. Because it just says, congratulations, the princess does this. And you're back to the title screen. That's it. It's like 5 seconds long. And I played, it's like the most painful thing just for that payoff. Not worth it, man. It's not worth it. Worm was hilarious though. Like, that's just hilariously bad. Yes, I would say highlight is one of the worst. That'd be my vote. Thanks, Robotnik. Alright, we have someone else from the back. We'll go back there. You got the white shirt on your shoulder.
Yeah. If they made a third Two Worlds game, would you feel obligated to review it?
Yeah. Which at one point was actually really close to happening. But this was also like 2 years ago, and that kind of fell off the face of the earth. I actually have a friend of mine, a pretty close friend of mine, who worked on Two Worlds 2. And then I made fun of the game. So I felt a little bad, but Two Worlds 2 is a lot better game than the first one. because of the time limitations at the time when I made that video, I had to keep it under 15 minutes. But there was a lot more in Two Worlds 2 I wanted to talk about that was good. Like, I actually really like the crafting and the magic system in there. Like, they did make a much better game. Not a good game, but a better game. So I don't think Two Worlds 3 is ever going to happen. But if it does, yes, I'll review it, and I'll make fun of its stupid name. All right, thank you, man. Let's go Kanan. Hello. Yes. You want to see my shorts? If I get a good enough idea, I'll do it. It just depends if I get an idea for it. I mean, the Wii U and the Animal Crossing short videos I did was because Nintendo asked me to and gave me money. Only one. It's no big deal. And that's why I created those videos. If I ever get a really good idea that I think would be really, really funny, I would absolutely love to do that. Especially if I can get other people involved, that'd be awesome. So I'm not saying no. I don't have any planned, but I would like to do just more comedy stuff like that. That's just kind of skit or scripted. I would like to do more improv stuff too. That's also why I did Control Issues with Adam how many years ago. Because we wanted to do really stupid skit stuff. That's someone like them. So yeah, probably. Thank you. Good question. You're holding up the iPad, so I imagine your hand's getting tired. So I'll call on you.
As a current employee with GameStop, I gotta ask, what was the worst customer experience you've ever had at GameStop or at GameStop?
The worst customer experience I ever had at GameStop. Have you ever watched my show Name Tags? That show is 80% truth. I'm dead serious. A lot of like the funny customers I had come into that show were basically transcribed conversations I had with actual people. I had that hunter dude threaten my life and talk about how much he likes gutting bears because he wanted to buy Cabela's Big Game Hunter on the Wii. Real. The worst one, see, I've done for so long, like, I started getting other people's stories mixed in, but I know some funny ones. I was working at the store 3349 in Appleton, Wisconsin, and I was just there doing the GameStop thing, you know, putting prices way too high.
Doing the title on hand.
Throwing stuff on hand. And this dude just comes in from the front, and this is a huge store, so it's like a huge store, like from here to like the middle of the audience, and like the size of the store. So I'm at the counter, he's all the way there, and he walks in, just opens up, just, and he's carrying this bag of stuff. He comes right up to the counter and throws it, and like over the counter and hits like the back one, and he's going. And I turn and I go, "Can I help you?" And he leaves. That's it. So we just had a bag of stuff there. He was pissed for some reason, and he left. So I was like, well. And I went back to doing stuff. What's that? It was just a bunch of crappy like Xbox 360 stuff. It wasn't anything like super cool. We ended up having to call the cops because it was basically abandoned property. But that was awesome. I also had this is the one 1040 inside the Bay Park Square Mall in Green Bay, Wisconsin. A woman was buying something. It was limited to one per customer. And she's trying to buy two, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, you can only buy one. And she's just like, oh no, he's buying one. And she points to her child, who's 3, who is literally playing with garbage on the floor. Just like rappers and shit, and like having an awesome time. And I kept telling her no, and she got pissed at me for that, but yeah. There's a lot of other ones that it's hard to remember now because it's been a while, but people suck generally, the rule of thumb. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Let's go over here again. White shirt.
On the topic of name tags, are you still planning on doing a commentary on it?
Oh yeah. Am I still planning on doing a commentary on it? I don't want to, because I watched that show and it's painful for me. Because I still think it's a funny show, but but it's so poorly done, and the production value is just really, really bad. I look stupid.
No.
Stuff's out of focus. I had bad camera angles. Like I didn't have proper shot-for-shot conversations. White balancing wasn't there. It was just, so I look at that, I'm like, oh, this is terrible. This is mistake after mistake. So maybe. There you go. Thanks, man. We'll go right in the center of the flannel shirt.
How excited are you for Ace Attorney 5?
Oh, dude, I'm so excited for Ace Attorney 5. I actually played it at E3. I don't know if you guys saw this though, but they had this whole Ace Attorney setup where they had.
Did you take a picture?
I didn't actually. I had a couple of videos, but they had the defendant's counter and then the prosecutor's counter, and on those were lined up with 3DSs where you can play an English demo. And right in the center, they had the witness stand. And right next to it was a cardboard cutout of Phoenix Wright, just right next to it doing the point. I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. So I actually sat down and I'll play this. And I started playing the new Ace Attorney. I'm playing, I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome. The animations are so cool, like it's 3D, but it looks just like how the 2D animations did. And after 3 minutes, I'm like, I have to stop. Because I can't start this book and not finish it right now. And that's how I really view the Ace Attorney games. They're really only good for one playthrough. Man, what a ride! It's like it's a really good book, and you get to interact and figure it out yourself, and that's what makes it really cool. So I love the Ace Attorney games just for that. So I stopped playing just because I don't want to spoil it for myself or know too much by the time the game. But yes, super excited for Ace Attorney 5. Yes. All right. Thank you. What are you holding up?
Link to the Past.
Oh, you want Link to the Past? I thought it was like a wallet, and I was like, yeah, I'll take it. What's up, dude?
Would you be willing to do a 1-minute review of The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past?
Would I do a 1-minute review of Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past?
Right now, I have to stop watching my phone.
All right. Ready? 1-minute review. The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Ready? Go! The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past is the best Zelda game ever made for one simple reason, because it got everything about Zelda correct. Everything you like about Ocarina of Time was already done in Zelda: Link to the Past way before that, and then done in a better way. The secrets are everywhere. They're not like practically told to you where they are. Like you have to find all the bomb places. They're well hidden. Burning trees, dashing into the trees to make the lumberjack thing come down. All that was brilliant. The level design is excellent. Using the multi-layers, the hook shot first appeared in that. Everyone loved the goddamn hook shot. And then like just the progression of having this overworld. You're like, oh, this is a cool overworld. Then having a second overworld blew my mind back in 1993. And because of that, and finding all the different heart pieces, all the standard current features you find in Legend of Zelda happen because of Link to the Past, and that's why it's the greatest Zelda game. 10 out of 10. Okay. 51 seconds. Alright, I'm just about out of time. I am out of time, holy crap. Okay, so thank you guys all for coming. I know you had your choices of panels today, and it really means a lot to me that you came to mine. So thank you guys very, very much for being here. I am doing an autograph session right away after this, over in autograph session 1. It's going to dealer's room in the right side area. I'll be over there, so if you guys want some pictures or autographs, come there, find me there, because I'm going to like beeline right to there. So thank you guys for coming. It means a lot. Thank you.